Good evening and welcome to another Fortean Words. And yes, Hobbit, we are live. Live and direct, as the kids would say. We're live on the rumbles and the tubes. We're live on the tubes. Yeah. Yeah. Who was it that pooed in your trousers then? Uh, yeah. Well, according to AI, Saint George was an early Christian martyr and Roman soldier of Cappadocian Greek origin who was executed by decapitation on the 23rd of April 303 during the Diostalante. I do struggle with those Greek names. Dio, Diostalante, Dilostianic persecution. Look at that, perfect. He's venerated as a saint in Christianity, Islam, and the Druze faith, and is most famously associated with the medieval legend of slaying a dragon to save a princess and her people. Oh, then I bet. Yeah, yeah. Historical basis, little is known of his life. He was likely a member of the Praetorian Guard who refused to recant his faith. The story of him killing a dragon is a later addition to his hagiography, possibly derived from the Greek legend of Perseus and Andromeda. Well, Perseus didn't fight no dragons, so I don't know what you're talking about. I've seen Clash of the Titan. I know who Perseus doesn't fight. Yeah, he fought that big thing with the six arms. That's a bit bigger than a dragon. No, it's the Kraken, isn't it? You remember the Kraken from that film? I know, God, forget the remake. How do you make that film boring? I've never understood how you make Clash of the Titans boring. I watched it in the cinema and I was bored to fucking tears watching it. Yeah, yeah, because they're big in Greek legend, aren't they? The Jinn. Um, Association with England, his cult was popularised by returning crusaders, and he was formally adopted as England's patron saint by King Edward III in 1348, when he established the Order of the Garter. Ooh. His remains are traditionally believed to be buried in Lydda, which is now Lod in Israel, with other reputed relics held in churches worldwide, including St George's Chapel, Windsor Castle. So there we go. Albert wanted to talk about St George. Fucks off. Typical Hobbit. Tip, Typical of washing his smalls. Yeah. Designed the first England shirt. Yeah. Yeah. Which was causing a right load of old stress and grief. Yeah. This is the dragon said, "This is my manor, bruv. What are you doing on my manor, bruv?" Yeah. I was just looking for an image of St George to put up. I found this one from the Nuremberg Chronicle, which isn't a newspaper created by Hitler. If it was, it would be. Yeah, the Spanish seem to be quite big on St George. Yeah, there's a nice picture. Yeah. He's our saint, hands off. The earliest known record of the legend of St George and the Dragon occurs in 11th century in a Georgian source, reaching Latin Europe by the 12th century, in Golden Legend by the 13th century. Archbishop of Genoa, Jacobus de Voraine. George's death was at the hands of Dacian and around the year 287. I thought he was Turkish. I thought he was Turkish. Yeah. Yeah. Fucking hell. I thought that was the William Caxton. That's not William Paxton. I thought, fucking hell. So I read this bit. Saint George's encounter with the dragon, as narrated in Golden Legend, would go on to be very influential, as it remains the most familiar version in English, owing to William Caxton's 15th century translation. I thought, fucking hell, translating that as you created to print St George as a myth. Anyway, is that it, Hobbit? Oh, it can only hear me. Oh, sorry, people. Um. Oh, why does it always fucking change? It's really doing my treeing. Audio. Hold on, let me just sort out the audio. HD audio. No, that should be fine. Desktop audio. My mic's working. No, I think my mic's going to the wrong place. Hold on, fuck's sake. Hey, it's doing that Windows thing. Mike, no, all that is fine. The settings are fine. Everything should be fine. Yeah, I bet it's your fault. You made me install Linux to do the show from. Nobody can hear you, Hobbit. Nobody can hear you. For some reason, there is no audio going to OBS, even though all the settings are fine. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I've done. Speaker. Yeah. Yeah. I haven't changed any settings. What the fuck is going on? I don't get it. There was literally no reason it shouldn't be outputting. Hold on one sec. Let's go advanced audio properties. Desktop audio. Oh, monitors off. Monitor and output. Why has that changed? Fraser talk. That's still not putting anything out to. There's literally, what the fuck is going on? All the settings are correct. Global audio sources, Starship. Yeah. No. I've done that. I've checked all. I've checked all the Discord settings. I've checked all of the. It's OBS is doing something screwy. It's doing something unless you're mega quiet. Hold on, let's have a look. We could. Where is it? Files. What was I gonna do? Right, let's play this. Friday the 13th. Jason Takes Manhattan. Yeah. Hold on. Let's. No. Yeah. Desktop audio isn't working for some reason. Yeah. Settings. Audio. Right, so if I disable that and then open desktop audio on that on number 2, let's see if that does it.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello? So, can you hear us now?
Yeah. Look, something like this happened to me with OBS. At first, it was fine recognising my microphone, then it didn't. So I deleted the microphone and added Pulse Audio HD.
You can't hear us still, by the way, on the stream. I'm listening to the stream and I can't hear anything. Oh, wait.
Well, cover for me because I've got to put my washing on the line.
No, I'm not actually.
Look,
Nice.
something
Right, okay.
like this happened to me with OBS.
Yeah, I can hear Robert now, yeah, so.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I can hear now. Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, but that's because you've not included your microphone as an input source. So just to explain to the audience, we were going to do an episode about St. George and all that, but, Hemi's audio is not working, so we're going to do Microsoft Tech Support. And
that's working again. I literally had to change both. Oh, God, that's very red. I literally had to change both.
Yeah.
So you know when you do the settings in Thingy, the audio I've had to put the desktop on desktop audio 2 and the mic on an auxiliary on audio 2, and disable it on audio 1.
It's maybe.
Yeah, all good now. Oh, Tactical Droid loves the title. Yeah,
it's their audio driver
on,
thing. So I imagine you've got.
It's a pun on Greta Thunberg because it was Fridays for Future.
Oh,
yeah.
Tactical Droid is on YouTube or Rumble.
YouTube.
Oh,
YouTube.
Some bastard birds shit on my line.
I'd pack her in.
How the fuck? That's such a tiny target. How can you get a bird shit?
Oh, hold on. Blimey. More fucking complaints in hospital piss pot this audience. Now they can only hear me in the left there. How would you change that to mono?
So what you got to do is get
advanced audio properties, isn't it?
There's a cog symbol in OBS on your input audio settings. Click on the cog, and then it will show you the details of your desktop and your microphone audio. On your microphone, click mono, and that way it will be the same pressure on both left and right channels.
That's fucking disappeared now. What the fuck have they done?
Hemi, just ring up fucking India and ask them to remote into
look,
your fucking computer.
I've said this before, and I'll say it again. We really should do a test. We really should do a test run of this the day before.
Need to, Hobbit, because it worked last week. I'm in glorious stereo. Hobbit's very shouty, and we're all working now. For fuck's sake.
Shouty.
As son of Culane says, we put the gas on the electric and the electric on the gas. Now we save over £100 a year. There we go. We're sorted. We are sorted, people. We're all cooking on gas or electric.
Welcome to Fortean Words.
Finally, welcome to Fortean Words. We're here. We're here. We're queer.
Fortean Words is brought to you by Microsoft. Now, do remember,
and I'm not joking. It's brought to you by Linux this week, for fuck's sake.
Well, look, I'm saying it's brought to you by Microsoft because I'm saying if people use Edge, there's a Microsoft sweepstakes, and you've got a chance of winning Microsoft points, which are redeemable in the Microsoft Store.
Do not redeem. Do not redeem.
No. His name, Patel Nutella, or whatever it is, the CEO of Microsoft, has told you well, whatever the CEO's name, I'm thinking it's Patel Nutella.
Is that when you were using words earlier, but it just sounded like you were sneezing? Is that like that?
No, that was a different thing. We were talking then about when it's okay to stab at.
Right, Hobbit, you can finally give your facts about St. George.
I will do that in a bit. I'll just say, look, if you use Microsoft Edge, there's a chance that you'll be entered in the sweepstakes, and the grand prize is you get to win.
Are they paying us this week?
What, Microsoft?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got to do like 5 Bing searches.
Yeah.
And we'll get like 5 points.
We're sponsored by Coffee Brand Coffee. Because the Quadrant is so popular at the minute, he's run out of people to ask, so he's just asked us if we could flog some Coffee Brand Coffee for him.
Yep, so Coffee Brand Coffee and Microsoft Edge. Remember, use Microsoft. In order to get into the Microsoft states, you just got to use Microsoft Edge browser, and the best way to do that is using Windows 11.
If you do go onto Jeremy Hambley's site, don't forget to use code Felted.
Yeah.
Code Felted when you buy Coffee Brand Coffee.
That's a pee-pee poo-poo thing, isn't it? He likes felting things.
Yeah, well, I think.
Right, so some St. George's facts. Now, did they hear the St. George's facts you were saying earlier, Harry?
Yes, they would have heard the ones I said.
Yeah, just not the ones I was saying.
The thing is, right?
As Silicon Lane says, the SPLC money has dried up, unfortunately.
Yeah, it has. Yeah,
for poor old Jeremy Hamblin.
And if we all have a very abrupt vacation to Italy, then we're being paid by the SPLC.
Yeah,
just saying.
Actually, it might not be that abrupt. Yeah. They pay out good money from what I've seen.
Mate, the people are like, oh my God, Candice Owens has taken a trip to Italy. She's definitely been paid by the SPLC.
It's another country that begins with I, Fraser. It's not Italy.
Yeah. I don't think Candice Owens is going to that other country.
No, it's definitely Italy because Nick Fuentes went there, and they're the same person.
Oh, are you telling me the I in APAC stands for Italian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Right. So it's
those damn Italians, Hobbit. It's always been those Italians. Yeah.
Fraser, settle down. We got to talk about St. George, right?
You don't get it, Hobbit. The Italians killed Charlie Kirk, Hobbit.
Those Italians, they killed Jesus, man.
The Italians killed Charlie Kirk, Hobbit. You don't get it.
Right, so some facts about St. Now, I got to tell this, right, because I know there's some Protestants in our audience. His name is St. George, right? And St. George is Church of England through and through. Yeah. So before any of the Catholics get in the tizzy, he's Church of England. Now, he was born in Sheffield. He lived in Portsmouth. And he slew the dragon in Cornwall. That bit, we all know that story.
Yeah.
However, do you know And this is a very important fact, something which I appreciated this morning as I tucked into it. Well, actually, I had fish and chips, but St. George, he
Your sound
made...
setting's different on your phone because you're peaking again. It's clipping.
Yeah.
It's clipping.
Yeah, I'm on
He's edging,
I'm on
mate.
my
He's
phone.
edging.
Yeah, you're clipping, mate.
So anyway, as I was saying, St. George, right, he invented the
Don't
fire.
get so excited. I know you love St. George's Day, but just bring it down a notch, pal.
Yeah.
St. George
Take the phone
invented...
out of your mouth and give it a good
St.
yard.
George invented the fire and it was really good. There we go. Now I've said my bit.
That is just like solid red now for a Hobbit. Now you're talking.
Yeah.
Between you and Fraser's laugh, it's just solid red. It's about to start going, danger, Will Robinson.
St. George invented the fry-up. He made the first Weatherspoons, and it was really good.
And he found
like I said,
have we got to do ASMR now to pay the bills? To keep the lights on, have we now?
Shut up. He was born in Sheffield, and he lived in Portsmouth. End of. Church of England, St. George. Simple as.
You're gonna do some smooth sounds of Fortean ASMR.
Make some popping sounds with your mouth.
I
can't do it.
Hey, cool cats. You're tuned into Jazz Club 14 Words.
Nice.
Right, give me a second. I'll get on the computer.
Dear. Anyway, so that's the St. George stuff. Are we going to do? I don't know. I'll ask. Give me just cover for me a sec, Fraser. I'm going to grab some more 14s and we'll find what we want to talk about.
Okay. So, Cat, tell me your wildest conspiracy theory. Da, da. Do you want me to sing? That's the close. Yeah, that's a good one, actually. Yeah. SBL soon. Yeah, You back, Kemi? No, he's not back.
Right, I have returned.
Nice.
Yeah. So, we're just gonna wait for Robert to come back.
I don't know. Are we gonna?
Oh, he's got to turn his computer on, hasn't he?
Yeah, that'll take 20 years.
So, what takes you fancy, Hobbit? Fraser, do you fancy what we got here? We got the Aurora UFO crash, which is Phantom Aircraft and Martians.
Hello. How's that for my sound?
Peaking.
Yeah,
it's good.
You're still peaking like fuck, but that's just you.
But,
yeah, he's just excitable.
Yeah.
I have done this before, right? And I look on it in OBS, and I make sure that it goes into the yellow, not into the red.
So in this game for 2 in a bed. Good game.
Yeah.
Recommended.
I'll turn Hobbit down to about 80%.
There we go. Now people can hear me.
Now you're only popping into the red now and again.
That's all right. That's good.
So what do we want to do? Do you want to do? Fraser's quite keen on the Aurora UFO crash.
Not really, but yeah, okay.
Oh, you're not.
Yes.
Okay then.
I don't mind. I mean, I know a little bit about it.
John Logie Baird and the Occult Origins of Television.
So I wanted to say, right, that with Aurora and Project Blue Book.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about it?
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Oh, sorry. I was, so the thing about Project Blue Book
is it because you're not used to us listening to you, Rob?
Yes.
Just completely through it because we listen to you.
It's kind of strange because I'm not having to interrupt you. You see, in Project Blue Book, it was a CIA government conspiracy, right, to make people get bored and apathetic of aliens. So when disclosure happen,
you missed the St. George fact. He invented as the clothing.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
George.
George. George is his clothing label. That is correct.
Do you want Bernard Manning from Beyond the Grave?
Yeah, all right, we'll do that. But anyway, the point being is, rather than mass hysteria when the alien disclosure happens, instead of that, what's going to happen is we're going to get apathy. Like the aliens are going to come down, and people will be like, "Oh,
no, Hobbit, no. It's going to be disappointment, not apathy. It's going to be absolute disappointment."
Well, what if you got apathy and disappointment?
I think I might have already covered that because this is the Big Sam episode.
Can you be apathetic about disappointment?
Yeah, it's just another same shit, different day, really.
I'm putting my money on it's just going to be a nothing burger. Like it's just going to be like, we find some microbes in space. That's it. That's what I think they'll find. And you see all these UFOs are being piloted by
Have we
like
finally
single-cell
found a
organisms.
conspiracy theory that you don't like, Fraser?
Yeah. I've never been a fan of the alien shit for a long time now. Like,
Yeah, you are very disparaging. Of that, aren't you?
yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's like I've been waiting for disclosure since like 2008. Like, when's it happening?
Any minute now.
Any minute, yeah.
Hillary's going to do it when she becomes.
Yeah, and then Trump's going to do it. Trump's going to do it this week, but he's not. He's going to do it next week. Yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, I don't know. It's just pure cope from people. Like, oh, we're going to disclose the aliens and the deep underground military bases, and they've been here since 1488, and fucking they live under the water, and they fucking I don't know what else.
Oh, shall I just do some bits from the sides of the Fortean Times instead?
The bits.
Yeah,
we could talk about it.
All right then. When Mark Lucas parked his business van in the stacked car park in London's Rathbone Square in December 2022, he was expecting to retrieve it later that day. These car parks use mechanical platforms and lifts to stack parked vehicles. I don't know. I've never heard of it. Hobbit, do you know about these car parks?
Well, we got to see them in Thunderbirds, didn't we? That was the thing. Like, do you remember that episode of Thunderbirds where he's on the bridge with Grandma and they're really hot and they've got to not fall, otherwise the bomb goes off. And his car's getting stacked up there, and those stacking elevator things, they're real. That people really had them.
Well,
We've
when
lost so much
Mark
since the
returned, he was
1960s.
told that a malfunction meant they could not extract his vehicle. Despite assurances that the van would be returned soon, it was still there 2 years later while the car park awaited the crucial part needed to fix the stack. He finally got his van back on the 15th of March 2025, with Lucas describing the delay as frustrating.
Fuck's sake, man.
That's a bit more than frustrating, isn't it?
You know what? Also, they made him pay for the fucking parking space as well. Okay, so that'll be £30,000. You're a bit overdue. Yeah. Fucking imagine that. Took 2 years to get apart.
When Storm Dara hit Wales on the 5th of December last year, it swept a memorial bench commemorating William Batcock, who died in 2018. Okay then.
Funny name.
Wonder how the family got that surname. Who died in 2018 off the promenade at Elmwich in Anglesey and out to sea. Batcock's. You went to Anglesey recently, didn't you, Hobbit?
No, I didn't go to Anglesey, but I have been to Western Supermud.
Oh, okay then. And out to sea.
Oh, I went to the thing which John Peel mispronounces, and now that's why I call Portishead. Batcock's family were unaware of this until his daughter Helen Wharton was contacted on Facebook by Megan O'Gorman, who found the remains of the bench washed up 75 miles away on the beach at Drigg in Cumbria. Wharton retrieved the wreckage, which she is turning into a garden feature, while Anglesey Council are replacing the seafront bench.
And that's a Fortean. What's spooky about that?
I don't know. I thought I didn't read it properly the first time, but I assumed that he was swept out to sea, and that's how he died, and then the bench did it as well. But not even that. But not even that. There's nothing spooky. Just the bench went missing.
Is it a slow news week at the 14th time?
Fucking hell. What about this one? Walking past a convenience store in Banner Elk, North Carolina, Jerry Hicks found a $20 bill lying on the ground. On a whim, he went into the store and spent it on an extreme scratch card, which won him a $1 million.
Lucky bastard.
Not bad on no quid, Dan. I'll tell you what we never talked about. We never talked about that tribe in Scotland that tried to take over that wood.
Oh shit! Yeah, new whatever it's called. Yeah.
The Kingdom of Kabbalah. Let's see what I can find out about them.
Yeah. I think they're actually just down the road from me, aren't they? Where are they again?
Hold on, I'll tell you in a sec.
Should go visit the kingdom, pay homage to the king.
No, they got binned, didn't they? Got fucked off.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Maybe I could take over and become king.
Yeah. Jedburgh. Do you know where Jedburgh is?
Nope.
Scottish borders.
No, I'm not. Nowhere near.
Yeah. So the Kingdom of Kabbalah was a self-proclaimed micronation established by a trio of African migrants living in the woodland near Jedburgh, Scotland, which was forcibly evicted and dismantled in late 2025. The group consisted of Kofi Offer, self-styled King Atene. We'd be better off Hobbit. Can you find this story in
King in the North? Yeah.
Oh yeah, let me go and bbc.co.uk/domot.
Yeah.
bbc.co.uk/domot.
I'll give you the spelling of Kabbalah so you can find
it. It's not there anymore. Let me see if I can find BBC Pigeon. BBC Pigeon.
I've put the spelling in the chat.
BBC, the first search result was BBC Pigeon Poo Poo.
That's women come trap for. Is that woman come trap for window? Women want throw away poo poo.
Actually, no. It was a story about how you should wash your hands after going to the loo, and the saying, if you have the poo poo on your hand, you should wash your hand. Shall I read you some headlines?
Yeah.
Nigeria won citizen for South Africa's fresh anti-foreigner protest day ginger.
Oh, do you want to know what their beef was? They claimed that to be a lost tribe of Hebrews and descendants of black Jacobites.
Baby, it's the black Hebrew Israelites, baby.
Yeah. the black Hebrew Jacobites.
Yeah. Oh god. Oh, we should really do that. Actually, like one day, go into that. That is Kino.
That is
the black Hebrew Israelites, and everybody was black.
Do you want the latest Trump news in Pigeon? Trump extend Israel-Lebanon ceasefire by 3 weeks, but he say he no go rush Iran deal.
So they claim to be descendants of black Jacobites deported by Queen Elizabeth I, asserting the Scottish land this was promised to them 400 years ago. That land was promised to them 400 years ago.
It all makes sense. Bonnie Prince Charlie was a fucking black man.
The situation concluded with police raids and arrests in October 2025 on suspicion of immigration violations.
Look, that land was promised to him 3,000 years ago. What are you on
400
about?
Years ago.
400 years ago.
Say, no, I don't know if Pigeon has dyslexia as part of it, but there is a new segment and it's all video clips, and the headline, the category title for this is called Ginger Me. And one of the video headlines says, "Wet in my eye don't cost me," and it's about this woman and she's got this really puffy bloody eye. There's another story here, it's 3 minutes long, saying over 1,000 men been indicate interest to my autistic daughter, OPM founder.
What the fuck?
What's OPM?
Yeah.
She's the founder of OPM.
Yeah, whatever that is.
Yeah. Would you like to know the heartwarming story of Shatawale? Teach me many tins for music and business.
Tins? They've got
tins.
Many tins.
And that's by someone who goes by the name Medical. What about, and this story is 90 seconds long, how men scatter the natural way women they take on.
What?
How man scatter the natural way women they take born.
They take born.
Hey, Fraser, don't talk dumb eyes on this story. Look, and tell me what you think. So, if you don't look at this and tell me what that say there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, just read it. Read. We all read Pigeon, right?
I found it.
We're cultural men of learning here.
How men scattered the natural
pigeon link. The AI claims there's a pigeon link, but doesn't give me the pigeon link.
What? So they stole babies? Is that what it was? Like,
oh, are you saying you're trying to find the story?
The link
in
for
Pigeon?
I think the only way to read this would be BBC Pigeon, wouldn't it? About the Kabbalah.
What if we use a English to Pigeon translator?
I have the BBC article if you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what about this story here? $220 to buy ants. One singular ant.
Yeah, one ant. Yeah.
Yeah, so $220.
How do you search this? No carry me go settings.
You're on BBC articles, but in Pigeon.
No, I've actually opened up Pigeon. There's no search function for Pigeon. Is this because Africans experience time differently to the way we do? So they don't
Africans are oppressed. You know what? I'm going to do English to Pigeon translate or translator, and I'm going to put the website into it. If
I'm
not,
sure there's a joke about like Linux and Ubuntu being Pigeon.
Oh, there's two English, Nigerian, Pigeon, Hausa related translators.
US musician D4VD, D4VD. I think that's supposed to say Davd. Charged with murder of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez. US singer D4VD. Donde charged with murder over death of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Way dem find her deady body. Deady body?
Dead.
God, she had a deady body.
Bod daddies.
She had a deady body, mate. Yeah.
Bod daddies.
A deady body inside Tesla for, for September.
Deady body.
Okay,
such a beautiful language. Don't know why we don't speak Pigeon
language.
Yeah.
I want people to take dance as serious career choice like medicine and law. This sounds like
that's Hobbit. That's for Hobbit. That is. Yeah.
When Dr. Terry Bright of Ofosu win the National Dance Championship for Ghana in 1989, he became local celebrity. For him, community and the street of Accra, people they hail him. But he don't make the dance and end for street. He goes to schools to study, and now him be dance scholar. Him be first dance champion. We get PhD for dance studies for the country University of Ghana. The most fulfilling thing for me now be say I be the first School of Performing Arts faculty member, way graduate for the Africa Studies Department with PhD. I can't read no more of this. But anyway, he won a dance competition in the 90s. Yeah. He's still dining out on it. He really needs to get over it.
That 15 minutes of fame, eh?
This translator's a bit bullshit because it's only letting me do a few sentences at a time. So let's just go with the first one. One Ghanaian man, we be the leader of him own African tribe for the Scottish borders. Them don't carry go back them country. The Home Office don't confirm Coffee offer, we call himself King Atene, sit up in camp with two women for one forest way near Jedburgh
it sounds like you're having a stroke.
This is Nigerian Pigeon.
According to Trafford Lee, the Pigeon article about the orangutan prostitute was the funniest thing the BBC ever published.
Oh, God. Them called themselves the Kingdom of Kubala.
Oh, Ian Fortean would like to know, he would like to say, is this on a Friday now, or are you going back to Thursday? I'm usually out shagging on a Friday. What's his name, Ian? Hey! Got him.
Isn't his name... I'm trying to think of some Chinese name, and all I can think of is Bruce Lee. He does like them yellow, you know. So anyway, Dem call themselves the Kingdom of Kubala, and dem try many times make dem come out from the place where the council own. Dem finally moved dem come out for the fires last year October. Local media whack a film off there when him land for Kokoto International Airport. Shall I read the article in English and then we can pigeonify it later?
Yeah, the pitching is hard work, isn't it?
Yeah. The article in English. So let us do this in English. A Ghanaian man who led a staff. The Queen's English, so let me think about doing this whilst giving away colonies and ruining the United Kingdom. A Ghanaian man who led a South African tribe in the Scottish borders has been deported, which I was very sad about as I wanted to give him his own country. The Home Office has confirmed. Kofi Ofer, who describes himself as King Afene, set up camp with 2 women in a wooded area near Jedburgh last year. They called themselves the Kingdom of Kubala, and a series of attempts were made to evict them from the council-owned site. They were finally moved from the woodland in October last year. Local media filmed Ofer arriving at Kotoko International Airport in Accra, Ghana, earlier this week. Scott Hamilton, a local... Oh, really?
Oh, Hobbit, I do have a question on immigration for you, Hobbit. My name, Lawrence, who's Ghanaian, who's 3rd generation from Ghana, with his with his Ghanaian grandparents. Is he English? He's Ghanaian.
Well, you see, the clue might be... You've given me a couple of clues in this statement. One of them is he's Ghanaian. His family's from Ghana. His ancestors are Ghanaian, and he still identifies as Ghanaian. I'm saying he's definitely English.
Are you sure? So I was going to say, are you sure he's not? Are you sure he's not English?
I'm wondering if this is one of those made up names. Like, do you remember when Phil McCann told us we had to buy petrol? And and was it Alan Drinkwater was Thames Water spokesman? And there was some other ones as well. I forget now.
Pooey Pants was talking about sewage or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that was it. BBC seems to get some unusual name coincidences. But anyway, so the councillor for Jedburgh, which is in the Scottish borders, is called Scott Hamilton. I mean, you know, what's your name, Scott? No,
that would only be better if he was an academic. Do you remember Hamilton Academicals, who's the football team?
Oh, I see. I'm just thinking, it's like, look, I know you're a Scot. I'm asking, what's your name? What do I call you? Call me Scott. All right, then. Well, look, I don't know his name, but this Scot says. So a Scot from Scotland said, he told BBC Scotland News it was a huge relief. Oh, so this is man speaking on behalf of all Scotland.
That sounds a bit racist.
It's a huge relief. Yeah. I mean, look, I know...
Hamza Yusuf would not be very pleased with that statement.
I know Frankie Boyle
Scott
said
Hamilton,
that
white.
Well, look, we all know the Scots are white, except for this guy who's Scottish. But as Frankie Boyle once said, Scotland is full of racist drunkards, and therefore Scott Hamilton, which represents all of Scotland, saying it was a huge relief this man has been deported. I mean, he looks just as Scottish as you or I. Because we're all Scottish, remember?
I mean, have you ever heard such a racist thing ever?
Well, the thing is, Scotland is just a social construct anyway, so it's not as if there's any true Scots. And now, it goes on...
What is the no true Scotsman fallacy?
The no true Scotsman fallacy is why you should give Idi Amin all your money. Now, as Scott went on...
He is the last true Scotsman,
Can you imagine...
Last King of Scotland,
BBC Scotland News interviewed a Scot, and all he said was it was a huge relief, and that was it. He actually went on to say some more. So this vile racist carries on talking. The Scot says, and that's why they've anonymised his name and just said a Scot. When we reflect on what actually happened, oh, hang on, I have to do this in Scottish. When we reflect on what actually happened last year in Jedburgh, I don't think we could ever make sense of it. That's how Scots talk. Oh, yeah, and I'm doing this in Queen's English. He said, they were a group filled with so much hatred, they caused so much aggravation in the community. Thank goodness we finally got rid of them.
I think we know who's really causing aggravation in the community, don't we? This racist old biddy.
I think that is a very bigoted statement, and A. Scott needs to consider what he's saying there.
So in simple terms, philosopher Bradley Dowden explains the fallacy. This is the no true Scotsman fallacy as an ad hoc rescue of a refuted generalisation attempt.
Oh.
The following is a simplified rendition of the fallacy. Person A, no Scotsman put sugar on his porridge. Yeah. Person B, but my Uncle Angus is a Scotsman and he puts sugar on his porridge. But no true Scotsman puts sugar on his porridge.
So what they're saying is no. Your Uncle Angus is a soft Southern Jesse, because he put sugar in his porridge.
Yeah.
What next? Does he take it up the arse? That's why he wears a kilt.
Is that why he wears?
Yeah, easy access, mate. It's easy access.
That's how your Uncle Angus can play the bagpipes, and he doesn't even hold the pipes.
No, that's the sound of his arse. Yeah, his fucking colon.
He just holds men's cocks and starts blowing them. That's the pipes for him. Yeah, you see, because your Uncle Angus, he may live in Scotland, but he's not a true Scotsman.
Yeah.
And now I understand what this means. It's like, oh, Angus, that's not how you blow a penis. It's like, look. You're a mechanic, right? Do I come over to the garage and tell you how to do your job? No? Yeah. So shut up and let me do mine, which is to blow wieners in my cheeks. He treats...
Whenever I think of wieners now, I just think of Dr. Doo inhaling that wiener.
Uncle Angus treats men and blows them up like an air mattress. He's just got his. Just like, that's what happens if you put sugar in your porridge. You end up like Uncle Angus, so don't do it. Anyway,
talking about blowing men up, it just reminds me of. Do you remember Jihad's when he had the boyfriend that time, and basically the boyfriend all he used him for was to blow up his vac bed, and then when it came time for. Poor old Jahan's time to have a bit of fun time. He'd go, I'm tired now, you got to go home.
You blew up my bed, thanks guys, but is that the time? Well, it's lovely seeing you, maybe next time, eh? Yeah. So Offairs Group has a large online presence with more than 100,000 followers on TikTok and Facebook, which has received worldwide media attention. During their time in the borders,
hey Hobbit, you forgot the best joke, the JoJo. Does Uncle Angus toss the caber?
He certainly does. He's tossing off cabers left, right, and centre.
Oh, Hamilton Ackies is also a rhyming slang. Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah, Hamilton Ackies. I have to think about that one.
Yeah.
Is this like Mitsubishi's?
Probably.
Okay.
I remember 455 East 54 in the. Do you remember when the old boy used to read out the polls results?
Hamilton Ackies, that's like a Vera Lynn, isn't it? Vera Lynn's making.
No, Hamilton Ackies are a lot like JCB's, I bet.
Oh, you're saying it's a problem Farmer Giles has?
Yes.
Yeah, your Chalfonts.
No. You remember JCB's mechanical diggers?
Oh yes, the joggers.
Along those lines.
I know somebody who happens to see free joggers. I see free joggers. I mean,
where is I see free joggers anyway?
Well, I don't know, but I see he sees them. All running in the line, all three of them. So anyway, during their time in the board,
it's been a whole year since that unfortunate. Is it a year? Some sort of anniversary of the unfortunate jogging accident.
Oh no!
Which jogging accident?
The jogging accident. Where joggers were involved.
The unfortunate accident where a jogger was on the bus and he accidentally tripped and fell, and a knife ended up in the neck of that woman from Ukraine.
The original jogging incident. The jogger.
Oh, you mean the jogger who had the unfortunate name of...
That was 5 years ago.
I was 5 years ago. I know. I saw it.
That was 5 years ago, man. That was like 2020.
I did say a year, and then I thought, no, it's got to be longer than that.
It's
That's why
5
I said
years.
anniversary.
You're telling me it's the unfortunate incident of the man who had the unfortunate name of armed robbery was going out for a jog.
Yeah.
And you know, it's a shame his name's armed robbery, and he was going out scoping places to do a robbery.
Have you never done jogging in your work boots with a crowbar? Have you never done that, Hobbit? You never done that workout?
Well, the thing is, right, I see ladies and they're running around all the time with those weights. You know the ladies that jog with the weights on?
Yeah, the tiny little dumbbells,
Look, some of us, right, we can't afford weights like that. You know, we're not all gifted with dumbbell weight money. So if you're jogging around in your work boots wearing a crowbar, it's just you're doing resistance training, and it's a normal thing to do. And if you just happen to be jogging,
of course it is resistance training to the police.
Yeah.
Well, it's a resistance training.
And then you need to go over a bit of rough ground as a bit more resistance training.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if you're going through a construction site and you notice a crate that's open, it's kind of handy, you see, because the crowbar, you can use to pry that. Why do we call it a crowbar when it's used to pry things open? We don't say, can you...
Some people do call it a pry bar.
What, you know, we don't say, can you crow that crate open and see what's inside?
Is it because the nails creak when it goes... You know, when you open
I don't know, because the thing is,
it's called a crowbar. Because you know when you get a crowbar in something like that and you do it, the nails go. Don't they?
I mean, all I can think is maybe it's because when the neck's bent over like that, they're saying it's a crow's neck. But I mean, the thing is, it'd be more like saying it's a swan neck. So why don't we call it a swan bar? The crowbar makes no sense. Find out the etymology of that whilst I carry on reading about King Obaduba. So during their time in the borders,
it's because it looks like a crow's foot or a beak.
It doesn't. No, it does. That's bollocks.
It's been used since the 15th century.
Originated in the mid 18th century, where the first documented use appearing in 1748 in colonial American records. Prior to this, the tool was simply referred to simply as a crow or an iron crow as far back as 1400. The name is derived from the tool's physical resemblance to a bird, though the specific etymology varies by region and interpretation. English etymology, the name likely stems from the crow's beak or foot, as the fork or wedge-shaped end of the bar resembles these features. Alternatively, it may derive from the old French word cross, C-R-O-S, the plural of croc, meaning hook.
That sounds more likely.
But in Nordic etymology, in Swedish and other Nordic languages, the tool is called crofot or crowvote, which translates to cow's foot. The theory suggests the English term may have evolved from a similar concept, referring to the pulling of ends resemblance to a cow's hoof.
Well, I'm calling it a pry bar because all of that sounds like a load of codswallop to
Claims
me.
linking the term to racial slurs like Jim Crow are unfounded, as the tool's terminology predates the minstrel character by centuries.
Well, in that case, I'm going to tell you...
became standardised in the 19th century to distinguish the specific prime tool.
Oh, speaking of spurious claims, right? Spook, right? That's a spurious claim that it's a racial slur. It's not. Spook is just another term. It's a synonymous with poltergeist.
Wait, yeah.
As in, it's a supernatural ghostly apparition. It's a spook.
If that is true, why did my dad have one of those silver-looking suits, and his friends used to refer to it as his spook suit?
Because if you were to meet him in the dead of night and see this ghostly apparition, you would say that was a spooky occurrence. It's simple as, right?
The other one is the Jemmy bar. It's called a Jemmy bar as well, isn't it?
Well, you can use it to jimmy things open, I suppose.
It's
maybe
Jemmy, not Jimmy.
Whatever. Look, let's carry on with talking about this king of Scotland. During their time in the borders, they said they were reclaiming land stolen from their ancestors 400 years ago and refused to recognise the powers of the courts to evict them. The eviction was streamed live on TikTok and as off it and handmaiden Cora Taylor. So that's like, imagine Laura, but with a K instead of an L. Cora Taylor from Texas were handcuffed by immigration officers. They were arrested on suspicion of immigration offences, but it was later reported that Taylor had been released. Jean Gasho, 43, who is originally from Zimbabwe, well, then she would have been from Rhodesia because there was no Zimbabwe 43 years ago, and calls herself Queen Nandi, not to be confused with Queen Nando's, left with her head covered, lying low in the back of a pickup truck.
They laid her down in the back of a pickup truck.
Oh, what, like she's some sort of, potatoes or something. Fortean Gasho first arrived in Jedburgh in the spring of 2025. They were joined by Taylor, who called herself Anal Asnat later. No, she called herself Asnat later. My eyesight's failing. Scottish Borders Council initially evicted the trio from a hillside site above Jedburgh in July, but rather than leave the area, they moved about a mile further out of town to a woodland area to an industrial estate. The owners of the land, David and Mary Palmer, successfully applied for the trio to be evicted in September, but they failed to comply with the order. When they were moved from the makeshift encampment by sheriff officers later that month, they set up a new camp a few metres away. It was on the other side of a wire fence and on land owned by Scottish Borders Council.
Look, we've moved 2 feet away.
Wait, Jedburgh is quite a way south of Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's in
the Scottish borders.
They mean Edinburgh for American.
Edinburgh,
listeners.
yeah.
So in that case, Jedburgh would be pronounced Jedburgh.
Yeah.
Jedburgh. Yeah. Edinburgh.
Do you know, the funny thing is, the old spelling of these were barrow, as in it was a barrow that was underneath, did buried stuff in a barrow. Anyway. Legal action continued as the council tried to use the courts to evict the so-called tribe. Oh, so-called, yes. They were finally removed from their camp last October during an early morning operation involving police, immigration officers and sheriff officers. A convoy of police cars swept in around 0800 hours that morning before the tribe, and that's in quotation marks, were led from the site. Within a couple of hours, council officers were seen throwing bags of blankets, clothes, food and drink into the back of a refuse lorry. That's also known as a bin lorry. Hamilton, who represents Jedburgh and Anal who represents Jedburgh and District. There's no anal in District.
You've got anal on your mind tonight, Albert. Just saying.
Said that ultimately, this is the racist Scot from earlier. Racist Scott, who represents Jedburgh and District, said that ultimately the council got I have to say it in the bigot's voice, the right-hand core of our community stood strong, I do. I didn't want to represent the people of Jedburgh. Because they are a welcoming community, a really tolerant community, but we won't have any of them black bastards in our forest. No, not going to have any. No, not they're going to have none of them Sassenachs, sub-Saharan Sassenachs from Nigeria in Jedburgh. Nah. And they just pushed the boundaries, this group, he added.
Oh,
so there we go.
As the gravy,
there we go.
As the gravy on a shish kebab. Oh no!
Well, as his own gravy.
Yeah, have a look at this horror show.
What is it? Is it all watery and fucking?
Son of Cuckoo Lane says, "Has Hobbit ever heard a Scottish person speak before?" I said, "Of course,
plenty of times."
I hear Scottish people.
Hobbit's met common people before.
Yeah, I know what the hoi polloi sound like.
Hobbits occasionally ventured out and met common people.
I'll have you know, my Harris tweed comes from Scotland, so there you go. There's my bona fides.
Your tweed, yeah, fucking.
No, not my tweed, my Harris tweed from the Isle of
Yeah,
Harris.
I probably know the guy that makes your Harris tweed, to be honest.
No, you don't. You wouldn't know him. He goes to a different textile mill.
Actually, most of them work from home, so,
No, he works in a textile mill. You wouldn't know him.
No, he doesn't know. They're all home, self-employed.
No, but they're not. Fact. They're employed by the king.
The king. They wish. They fucking wish.
Oh, Jojo Gizmo says, I remember 455 East 54.
E5O.
Yeah.
350 from.
What else have we got here?
Hobbit wants it up the bum.
How about this one then? 2 men held up a gas station in Denmark, Tennessee. Is that a station where you buy gas? Where do you buy gas?
Oh, a gas station.
What? Methane?
Methane?
They held up a methane station.
They were going there to get Calagas.
In Denmark, Tennessee, armed with pythons. They were just waving them around and putting them on the counter. Says, Mayor Raval, who was working at the gas station, adding, this nick is a weapon, you know.
Emmy, I've got to correct you. Denmark is in the North Sea. It's not in the Tennessee.
After intimidating Raval and other staff with the reptiles, 2 men grabbed $400 worth of CBD oil from the counter and made off in a small car. Reginald Cook, 26, tried the same trick on a Memphis gas station and ended up in court charged with attempted aggravated robbery. Hey, do you want to know more of how our society's falling apart?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Vibe code. I think this is what Microsoft do. Vibe coding is a method that allows people with limited coding knowledge to make programs supported by AI. Entrepreneur Tom Blomfield used it to create his Recipe Ninja app that enabled cooks to use AI to generate bespoke recipes. Unfortunately, the shortcut led to the unexpected, although perhaps not surprising, shortcomings. The app cheerfully produced recipes for cyanide ice cream and thick white cum soup, among other inappropriate offerings. The first required a 1/4 teaspoon of potassium cyanide powder to be added to an ice cream base, while the second instructed cooks to mix 1 cup of fresh cum with 4 cups of chicken broth.
Honey, what are we having tonight?
Do you reckon Joey's Hungry uses that recipe, Hobbit?
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
I love AI. AI is going to be hilarious because it's going to kill someone. Some absolute retard's going to die by eating fucking cyanide ice cream.
Ooh, how about this one? This is a bit creepy. People passing a building site in Loyang, Malaysia, were alarmed to see a man walking along a crane's beam 126 metres off the ground. Emergency services spent 30 minutes persuading him to come down, which he eventually did unaided. Once on the ground, the man, who was in his 40s, worked at the site, was found to be unharmed. He explained he'd been unaware of his actions and had been shocked to find himself high on the crane, having sleepwalked there, guided by a mysterious whispering voice. However, it was Hobbit doing ASMR. He was, however, detained by the police for further investigation.
I was about to say, how did he get down? The fast way or the slow way?
Henry, I explained this before. I was on my phone, and in order to not peek into the red, I lowered my
they could have
voice.
still spoke to him, like, if he hit the ground really fast and then, like, been, like, there with the microphone. So, why did you do it? Oh, I'm in agony. The voices told me to. I don't remember. And then died.
Oh, no. Hobbit. How about this one, then? For several months in mid-2024, the village of Brindamatilla in Tripura, India, was gripped by Koro, a social panic causing men to believe their genitals are shrinking or retracting into their bodies, or are about to.
They are.
No, it's really real. Penis theft is real. We've established this.
Yeah. This can lead to extreme behaviour intended to prevent retraction, such as gripping the penis with tongs or attaching it to a leg with safety pins. Ow! Ow! Ow!
Ow! Yeah!
Ow! Do they not have duct tape in India? For fuck's sake!
Probably not.
Jesus Christ!
I just realised we forgot an important bit.
Hobbit, have you ever felt the need to safety pin your penis to your leg?
I can't say I have. No,
it's not the first thing I think of.
I know some people think that you can cut and put holes into your foreskin, but I'm saying you ought not to do that.
Yeah. I'm not a doctor, but I would like to say that I don't think you should be safety pinning your dick to your leg.
Yeah. They could at least try paper clips first.
So we do have to say here, we're not issuing any medical advice here. Do consult
if you are Indian and you think it's right, then feel free to do it, because we're not offering you medical.
Oh, I mean, if you're Indian, knock yourself out. And the other thing, the social trend amongst Indians these days is smoking Fent on the bus, but the less of that said, the better. But the thing is, right, I'm not saying you should, put holes into your foreskin, but if you're considering putting holes into your foreskin, ask your doctor if holes in your foreskin is right for you.
Yeah. As with the African penis theft panics, I don't know why it's saying theft panics. Believe all men. This belief persists even when it's clear that no actual harm has occurred to sufferers' genitals. I think.
What do you say to someone who believes that their penis
safety pinning to your dick to your leg has caused some harm, I should imagine. Sufferers' genitals. In Brinda Matilla, I think that was what it says, villagers spent more than 3 months living in fear of Koro, with men. What's that disease you get from eating corpses? Isn't that Koro as well?
Yeah, so Koro is this degenerative disease similar to BSE or Scrapie, and where if you have if you start eating human brains, you get this degenerative disease, which, like I said, is similar to BSE and Scrapie. Similar.
Right.
With men claiming their penises were shrinking and women their breasts.
Well, that happens over time as you get older, right? It shrinks a bit.
In both cases, allegedly accompanied by severe pain, villagers claim that 2 people had died from genital retraction and blamed the affliction on black magic. Yeah.
They died from genital retraction.
With the result that students ceased attending the local school for fear of sorcery. To deal with the problem, the village consulted a tantric magician from Assam, who claimed to have identified the culprits, resulting in 2 families being driven out of the village. One family was reported to have entirely disappeared, while the other was living a precarious existence, having sought shelter with a local Bengali family, but still experiencing threats and harassment. Government officials visited the village to try and make them understand this was superstition.
Fucking wild.
What if your dick really is dick retract? What about those people that died of dick retraction? That's pretty real, isn't it?
Yeah.
To try and make them understand this was superstition and blame the outbreak on opportunistic individuals claiming to be healers who demanded livestock and valuables from the villagers to solve the problem, but it's unclear whether this ended the outbreak. There have been repeated outbreaks of Koro in Tripura, most notably in 2010 when a massive panic took place across West Bengal, Maharashtra, Assam and Kerala as well. That's it. There you go.
I guess you don't want to play that game you play with kids where you say you stole their nose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, look, I stole your penis.
Stole your dick.
Yeah.
Where's your dick? There it is.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it make going for a piss a bit like handling a faulty garden hose? Yeah, it would be fucking everywhere after you've done the old dick stapling method.
I don't think. Well, I don't mean like put the actual fucking thing through the tube, right? Right.
I don't know. Literally, all I know is they're safety pinning their dick to their leg. I don't want to know. I certainly don't want to see any pictures of it. Although I bet Punk Rock's got the pictures, and I bet. Oh dear. Where's Hobbit gone? Kate Wright, 49, from Kendal in Cumbria, was surprised to find that one of her bananas her husband brought in Morrison's supermarket was much fatter than all the others. On peeling it, she discovered it was actually a double banana, with 2 separate bananas enclosed within a single skin. It was a completely freakish thing, said Wright. About 5% of bananas are double, but most get weeded out before they go to the supermarket.
Oh, why? Why?
Oh shit! Did you actually see the video of this one? Not the banana. This is a new story. Brothers Ishwar and Parmeshwar Dean from. I do struggle with those Indian names. Akbarpur Kotwali in northern India. Yeah. Fucking hell. Came up with an imaginative money-making scheme. They took an old Maruti Suzuki Wagon-R and transformed it into a helicopter by adding a tail made of sheet steel to the rear and rotors to the roof. hoping to rent it out for weddings. Have you seen the video of this, Fraser?
No. Does it fly?
Yeah, something flies. However, when they decided to drive it across town to have it sprayed, it attracted a lot of attention. Passers-by were amazed. And police took a different view, confiscated the vehicle as danger. Oh, this isn't the one. I saw another one where somebody did the similar sort of thing, and oh boy.
Oh boy.
The maiden flight didn't go well.
Yes, it's just spinny things that make the thing go up, right?
Yeah, but it's the spinny things coming off and taking the back of your head out. Yeah. So that's that. Oh boy, that didn't go well, that one. Where's that Hobbit gone?
Hobbit,
he's been gay.
He's gone to staple his penis to his fucking leg.
He noticed he had a bit of winky shrinkage and had to sort it
out. He's got Koro, whatever it is.
You got Koro, have you, Hobbit?
Yeah.
No, he refuses to tell us. I think he's got Koro and he doesn't want to tell us about it.
Is that him coming up the stairs?
Let's have a look at some more. Let's have a look in the latest one for some side stories. What have we got here then?
Side piece stories.
Side stories. Yeah, that Bigfoot stuff is going off the chain at the minute, isn't it?
Oh, is Bigfoot back? Is it? Is it back in vogue now, Bigfoot? I don't keep up with the fucking cryptid shit.
How about this one then? While paying for public toilet use is not unusual, a trend in Chinese loos is taking exploitation of those caught short to a new level, which some have described as dystopian. To get any loo paper, toilet users have to scan a QR code on the dispenser, which then plays an advert, and then after that does it issue a few squares of toilet paper. If you need more, you have to watch another ad or pay 5 pence at 0.05 pence.
Oh yeah, let me just get out my 0.4. Yeah, imagine that. Imagine watching ads to take a dump.
How about this one for dumb criminals? Vanessa Guerra, 30, of Mankato, Minnesota, was easy to convict for the theft of a Ford Freestar van she sold to a scrapyard for $2,000. Because she wrote in her diary, totally stole a car today, something I never thought of doing. Fucking super freaking out about it. Workers at the scrap dealer recognised Guerra, and when police arrived to search her house, her mother handed them the diary containing the incriminating entry. Some more funny, some more frequently stolen suggestive road signs is the one for Knob Lane in Belpla, Derbyshire. It's unclear how frequently this sign has been stolen, but there's records of it vanishing in 2009, 2011 and 2022. It was stolen twice in 2025, with the sign being lifted for the second time just 5 days after being replaced 9th of August.
Maybe it's those Indians, you know.
Yeah. Big knob.
Yeah, they're looking for knobs. They've lost their own.
Oh my God. Police were called to a bus stop in Victoriaville, California, after a teddy bear apparently made out of crudely stitched together human skin was found abandoned there. The area was sealed off, and the county coroner's office sent an investigator to retrieve the macabre objects, which turned out to be made of latex, convincingly painted to give it a human skin tone and realistic blood smears. Oh God. What else we got here? When Linda Wollner returned to her flat in the plantation, Leesburg, Florida, after a 3-month stay in hospital, she found the homeowners association had cleared it of her belongings and locked her out. Believing she was dead, they put the property into receivership and informed Wollner she would need to pay $45,000 to prove she wasn't dead and regain access. Wollner refused and sued the association, but by the time the court case found in her favour, Wollner was actually dead, having passed away aged 77 some months before, although her estate had continued to pursue the case. Oh, that's not very good, that one. What do we got? What else we got here? Police in Palmer Heights, Ohio found themselves with a unique challenge when a giant inflatable pumpkin escaped from a Halloween display and bounced them through the town centre. Body cam recordings of the incident show officers trying to capture the errant gourd, saying that we're currently struggling with it right now. It's not cooperating. Before finally managed to corral it and stuff it into their patrol car. I've never seen that before, one officer is heard saying, viewing the Halloween inflatable jammed into the back seat. Oh, God. One for Hobbit's funny names. Where the fucking hell is he?
I'm here.
There he is.
Yes.
One for you, Hobbit. When a swan was reported causing problems on a road in Colchester, the police sent an appropriate officer to catch the bird, PC Raven. Meanwhile, the senior vice president of the McDonald's burger chain in the UK, Zoe Hamburger, has been appointed chief executive of the operation in the Netherlands, saying, I guess some things are meant to be.
Fucking PC Raven.
And Zoe Hamburger is McDonald's chief in the UK.
Oh, whatever. Whatever.
So, police in what's it called? Vogtland. How do you pronounce that, Hobbit?
Vomitland.
Vogtland. Vogtland.
VOGT. Vogtland.
Yeah.
Never heard of it. Is this a real thing?
It's in Germany. Attempted to pull over a horse-drawn carriage after spotting it being driven erratically. The coachman, however, refused to stop, brandished his whip at officers, and rammed 2 police cars. He then drove the horses off the road and across fields, with the carriage swaying and bouncing precariously behind them as he attempted to avoid a breathalyser. Officers finally caught up with the coachman when the carriage became stuck in mud and charged him with being drunk in charge of a vehicle. Police were quick to swoop on a driver causing a traffic obstruction during the morning rush hour on 15th Avenue in Prince George, British Columbia. He was trundling down the street, perched on top of a child's Power Wheels Barbie Jeep Wrangler, which is designed for children 3 to 7 years old and has a top speed of 5 miles an hour. Weaving among the full-size vehicles pulled over, the driver was found to be drunk and to have a suspended licence, so was arrested for further traffic offences. Okay, how about this for fucking someone with too much time on their hands? After a decade of trying, Graham Bowman, 43, from Leighton in East London, finally succeeded in engineering a supermarket till receipt from his local Asda containing 26 items in alphabetical order. He managed to find an Xbox dock for the X, but as Zed proved challenging, I was surprised to find a child's Zinkies toy, he said, and even more surprised when it came up as that on the receipt. He now has the alphabetical receipt proudly framed on his wall at home. The vibe code thing we were talking about earlier. YouTuber Caleb Leake has trained his dog, a Cavapoo, which is a King Charles Cavalier cross with Poodle, named Momo, to code games by persuading the Claude AI to vibe code. Writing computer... I hate the word vibe, don't you?
Vibes.
Vibe check and all that bollocks.
Yeah.
Writing computer code based on plain language prompts using the dog's inputs. The key to making this word is telling Claude code. No, I don't. I think they've got that wrong.
Code.
That's not the dog's name, is it? He's telling Claude code that a genius game designer who only speaks in cryptic riddles is giving it instructions, add strong guardrails, and build plenty of tools for automated feedback. Well, you don't want a fucking jizz sandwich or something, do you? Anyway. So adding the results have surpassed my expectations. Momo mashes a Bluetooth keyboard with his paws, and the output is then fed through a Raspberry Pi 5 and various filters before the results are submitted to the Claude Code app, which creates the code.
Something interesting the other day, which I thought, you don't see that every day. Is have you heard of the ENIAC computer?
No.
It was like the first sort of programmable thing. It was existing before they landed on the moon. Well, Somebody made an interface to convert its instructions to a thing where you could use a serial, and from serial it was easy to convert it to USB. And what they did is they had the Raspberry Pi was its interface to the rest of the outside world, and the Raspberry Pi was relaying like instructions to the ENIAC, which was then doing the actual computation. So they managed to program a Minecraft server to run on this 1960s computer. And again, I sort of thought, oh, well, you're just doing this from the Raspberry Pi. I was like, no, all the Raspberry Pi, the Raspberry Pi was basically a glorified router. It was relaying information from the internet to instructions which the ENIAC can read. And what I found interesting about it was, due to some quirks of how memory and stuff works in it, rather than doing things as 8-bit hexadecimal, it was doing as 18-bit octets, and there's like a reason for why that works with it. And there was also some quirks with this memory because it was before solid state memory. They used what was called bubble memory, and imagine you got a ferrite core, which is a ring of iron to those not familiar with the term, and you put some loops of copper around it. Well, in this case, there's 2 loops of copper, so you've got like 2 different bits can be stored in each copper ferrite ring. The same technology, by the way, was used in the Apollo moon landers, so the memory they had on those was also ferrite cores. They're beautiful, by the way. If you look at them, they're ever so intricate. The tiny little cores and copper wires the size of human hairs, just wrapped around them, holding them like a very delicate spider web.
Interesting.
Well, yeah, I mean it's not something you see every day, and it's just thought, oh, that's a pretty cool project using an ancient computer to do something modern.
Where was I? How about this one then? During 2023 and 24. Richard Coe, 49, from Worthing in West Sussex, so he lives near Brighton, so you already know he's pretty sus, made more than 1,200 calls to emergency services using a variety of false identities, including which he interrogated call handlers about their smelly feet. At one point he adopted the name of the former Labour Party leader Michael Foot, and other times claimed to be a woman called Helen Cheeseman. Cobb's fetish led to his arrest and a 10-week suspended sentence for wasting police time. There's nothing worse than foot people, is there?
Cobbs was a foot fetishist. Is that why he was stinky barefoot all the time, which was festering?
For decades,
we're talking about.
Oh, here's one for you, Robert. This is right up your street. For decades, cheesemakers have aged Bailey Hazen blue cheese in the underground vaults at Jasper Hill Farm in Greensboro, Vermont. This has resulted in the cheese rinds taking on a very avocado limey green colour. But in recent years, the cheeses have mysteriously been turning white instead of developing their signature green rind. Scientists believe this was a result of the change in the vault's microbial ecosystem, but tests could detect no new species. Eventually, the culprit was found to be a mutant strain of the mould Penicillin solitum. This usually turned the cheeses green, but the newly dominant strain lacked the gene for vivid coloration.
Yeah, so with a lot of French cheeses, they use this one strain of penicillin, and you see it on Roquefort, there's Brie and other ones as well, and it forms this protective coating around it. And they're saying that this particular strain of penicillin, it's dying out because it's not got like the biodiversity to keep doing well.
Yeah.
So they were saying that what they should do is introduce new white penicillins to replace it to make a protective rind, but it won't taste the same. So the cheeses which you're familiar with are going to taste different in the future because this penicillin can't be bred. So what's going on here? Immediately what I thought to myself was, they got a new form of penicillin. But what you just said is, it's like the penicillin's mutated and it's going to a white penicillin instead of being a green penicillin.
Yeah.
Because the blue cheese, that's blue penicillin.
Right, how about this? Oh, do you want to talk about some disappearing boffins?
No, I don't actually.
You don't?
No, because nothing untoward's going on with disappearing nuclear physicists, and we shouldn't be concerned. So moving on.
Oh, so okay then. So I'll just do it anyway. So the most high-profile incident, I think we talked about this a couple of times. Air Force General William McCasland on the 27th of February. McCasland was involved in UFO investigations, or UAP, or NWO, if one believes the Project Bluebeam theory, at high level according to news sources. He was also in control of a large fund for research into exotic materials for aircraft and space technology. It's got the story about his disappearance, but let's see who else has gone missing. Trail that leads Monica Reza. So Monica Reza, a keen outdoors person, was hiking with friends in the Angeles National Forest. Her companions turned a corner on the trail. Reza, who was allegedly only 30 feet behind them, simply disappeared. Authorities carried out a search that produced nothing except a beanie hat that may have belonged to her. Reza's friends have continued to search, and they have used social media to crowdfund for her. At this stage, nearly a year later, they're probably resigned to finding a body at best, which brings us to another point of strangeness in Reza's story. On the website Find a Grave, she's listed as deceased, and the entry includes an odd detail. Apparently she had a green funeral. In the circumstances, one might interpret that as a macabre intervention from somebody who knows more than they should. Woo. So, Reza, we are told, invented an alloy that spectacularly advances US rocket technology and allows them to catch up with those pesky Russians. And her work brought her into contact with General McCasland. I suppose this puts Vladimir Putin and the whole alien menagerie in the frame. Oh, God. Fuck off. Let's see who the next one was then. So it's just those two, I think. Oh, between the disappearances of Reza and McCasland, two other scientists came to unfortunate ends. Carl Grillmere, an astrophysicist, was found dead in his remote California home and had been shot. At the time of his death, Grillmere had also worked on locating Earth-like planets, was researching celestial objects that might be on collision courses with the Earth. A local man has been arrested in connection with Grillmere's death, though some observers suggest this is fishing on the part of the police, who initially arrested him for carjacking. And then the next one is Nuno Luero, a well-known plasma physicist who was shot to death on... So why would they kill a plasma physicist, Hobbit?
Well, do you remember we did that story a few months ago, was it now? And he was working on containing plasma, and he had this new field of mathematics for dealing with the rapid fluctuations in plasma turbulence and containing it with magnets. And yeah, he just got mysteriously killed. And then Jeffrey Epstein, who we know was... he cut funding to cold fusion research, and he also said, "Look, published some articles rubbishing the work that this guy did."
This gets a lot more into Fraser territory. He was allegedly shot by Fraser. He was allegedly shot by. He wasn't allegedly shot by Fraser. He was allegedly shot by Claudio Manuel Neves Valente. Who is Fraser?
Don't know.
Did the mass shooting at Brown University in which 2 people were killed and 9 injured. Valente was found dead by his own hand, apparently, in a storage facility nearby. 2 men had studied physics together in their native Portugal. So, curious footnote to the Luero Valente story. Sky News carried a side story at the time of the Brown shooting and suggesting that police, before they located Valente's body, had arrested a person of interest in connection with the shooting and potentially Luero's death. That story has since died. The last of our doomed sextet, Jackson Thomas, is harder to link with the others. Still, when it comes to dots that invite connection, 5 out of 6 isn't bad. Thomas was found on St. Patrick's Day this year in a lake not far from his home. He'd been missing for 3 months. He was researching pharmaceutical research. Scientists working for Novartis. Whether this is a single convoluted mystery with several strands or several intractable mysteries linked through coincidence is impossible to say, but like rock stars at the age of 27, scientists do sometimes appear to be prone to risks which other mere mortals are not immune. Yeah, because there was that other die-off. Was it a load of scientists on MH37 weren't there as well?
So microbiologists, and they were going to a conference for SARS and other acute respiratory diseases.
Oh yes, yeah, they were. Yeah.
Which was a bit unfortunate considering what happened a few months later.
Yeah.
Bit unfortunate.
Yeah, weird that.
Yeah, it's just an unfortunate.
A lot of coincidences. Very, very.
Just a coincidence. Nothing to look into it. It's just coincidence.
What do we got? Oh shit, this is a good story I've just found from X. Retired teacher Mark Bryan, 45, had laser surgery to remove scar tissue in his right eye caused by diabetic retinopathy, after which he needed to wear an eye patch while he recovered. Shortly after his operation, though, while frying sausages, he caught a glimpse of a pair of sizable women's breasts at the corner of his eye. The image disappeared after a few minutes, but from then on kept recurring at unexpected moments, popping up when he was brushing his teeth or watching TV or when his eyes were closed. Brian nicknamed the hallucination Tallulah and said it was like having Pamela Anderson pinned to my face. My wife kept looking at me like I'd lost my mind. Doctors diagnosed Brian with Charles Bonnet syndrome, which causes hallucinations in people with significant vision loss. Not a bad thing to see, though, is it?
What, Pamela Anderson?
Yeah.
Sorry you're going blind, but at least you're seeing Pamela Anderson's tits.
Titties. Yeah. Sorry you're going blind, but you'll be able to see titties.
Best I can do is Pamela Anderson's shriveled tits.
Yeah.
At the age of 50.
What else have we got? Yeah, I'm just having.
I've got this interesting story, and I think this could be of help to some people, right? Yeah. So, I'm reading on the X forum, and the guy says, I want to preface this story by saying I'm largely an agnostic materialist, and while I acknowledge the space for metaphysical existing gaps in imaging and perception, I tend to scoff when I see paranoid Christians calling anything that threatens the worldview a demon, right? So he prefaces all of that, right? He says, it started a few days ago when I commented on one of those ambient YouTube checkpoint videos that prompt you to comment about whatever you happen to be struggling with when it comes across your algorithm. I've been feeling especially stressed, depressed, and overwhelmed, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, so he got a response to this, and he says, it said something very close to this. Hey, I know a fun and productive way that can make things better. If you want to know how, just reply to this comment. Once you reply, I can help you. The username was either Grace Swan or Swan Grace. The channel had no content and 21 subscribers. The profile picture was generally a horrifying humanoid face of red skin, a gaping, contorted smile with at least 4 extra rows of teeth descending down the back of its wide mouth. It had no nose, but instead some kind of smudgy scar where one should have been. It had wide black eyes with red irises that were slightly cockeyed and looking opposite directions. Now, I can't fully describe the conflicting reaction that I had to read in this comment, but let me say I felt simultaneously extremely curious and strongly compelled to comment and ask for their assistance, whilst also feeling a deep and visceral fear and aversion to anything the user was saying. And given the context, both of those conflicting reactions would seem appropriate enough that if it wasn't for how strongly I felt them, I spent the rest of the night obsessing and agonising. But anyway, blah, blah, blah. His cat distracted him. He petted his cat. And then when he came back to the computer, the comment had been deleted. So he says he has some questions. Why did some YouTube user with deeply disturbing demonic profile picture offer to help me with the stipulation I must reply first in order for him to help me? If he wanted to help, couldn't he have just said whatever he wanted to say in his first comment? Why did he insist that I reply first? Something about this got my hackles up. Reminds me of that old adage about vampires needing to be invited in, etc. Why did I have such a strong reaction to this comment? Why did I feel so strongly compelled to reply, while also feeling genuinely terrified of doing so? Why delete the comment? It was deleted several hours after it had been published, and since then, I haven't been able to locate the user on YouTube. So somebody goes on here, right? He says, it's far easier to influence someone if the victim shows a willingness to be part of it. By expressing your interest of accepting help, you consent to being influenced. You're not wrong about the invitation aspect, however, it's in reverse. You're not inviting them, you're accepting their request to be invited. The reason why this is done is because the outer membrane of your being is conditioned through life to harden and resist intrusion. It's still possible for a capable practitioner to break through, but it's far easier when the request is accepted. By consenting, the hostile practitioner's influence harmonizes with your membrane and they can slip right in. I seem to remember there's a lot of this coercion going on a few years ago about I was getting a lot of pressure. I was getting some nasty messages saying you've got to have this jab, and I was like, well, I don't know what's in this jab, and it's like, you don't need to know, just trust me, take it. You have a soul and survival instincts, quite good ones from my read of your account. The reason you felt compelled is a sneaky trick. A hostile practitioner doesn't need an accepted intrusion to tempt you to accept the intrusion. The mind reacted to the temptation, a temptation that the hostile practitioner made by setting their intent to gain access to your being. Your mind reacted the same way the body reacts to pornography. The comment disappeared once the obsession replying past its peak. Think the night is always darkest before the dawn. The hostile practitioner knew the point was past and deleted the comment to retract their intent like a true professional. I have no doubt your cat saved you from whatever you were targeted for. Likely that he instinctually knew something bad was going to happen, so he distracted you to get your mind off the obsession during the worst of it. I despise cats, but I'll never deny they have some seriously good instincts. Now, because I've got a Catholic bias here, and it's like you can always pray to saints for your intercession with God, because sometimes it's hard to pray to God himself. So here's a prayer, right? Now, St. Anthony, he went out into the desert and he was tormented by visions of the devil as well as erotic temptations, and he managed to fight them. So, very simple prayer, right? It's only 3 lines. Dear St. Anthony, it is still as St. Peter said, the devil prowls about, lion-like, looking for someone to devour. I confess that I don't always resist him. Sometimes toy with temptation. St. Anthony, disperser of devils, remind me of my duty to avoid all occasions of sin. May I always pray in temptation that I remain loyal to my Lord Jesus. Pray for my other intentions, please, and that's when you go and name them. So St. Anthony, who I've been praying to a lot because he always helps me find stuff I've lost. Turns out he's good if you've got temptations. So you can pray to them, and again, the thing is, they can't do the stuff for you. All they can do is speak to the man upstairs and say, "Hey, look, one of your sheep here, one of your lost flock. He doesn't know the quite words to say, so I'm going to say it on his behalf. Can you just help him with this?" And that's the way to do it. You can pray to Jesus directly, but you can also pray to his delegates, his secretaries, the saints. So there you go. Temptation is a very strange thing, and I just thought to myself, of all the things I've heard, that's a. I mean, is it a creepypasta? Maybe it's a creepypasta, but I think there was a glimmer of truth in that, because haven't we all dealt with temptation now and then? It's a bit of a funny one, and I really like that story also about the cat, because they can perceive things. They can see ghosts.
And dogs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dogs are good at that. Yeah, like your dog's got this. Now, the thing is, right? Hemi's got a dog, you see. And Hemi's dog seems to have this mistaken impression that people really want, claws in their ballsack. And there's no point even trying to explain to his dogs that, actually, no, I don't want you to headbutt me or go full force into my nuts. So when he gets near, I just sort of grab him by his collar and pull him back, and just. His dog's name's Patrick Bateman, by the way, because he's a serial killer. But Hemi and Mrs. Hemi seem to tolerate him for some reason, which is I don't know why, but they do. Because this dog is a nuisance at best.
Did you not enjoy it when we took him out for a walk? We came back and we rang the doorbell and he barked, even though.
I enjoy taking. I do enjoy taking a dog out for a walk. I will say that, and there are times where you're holding the lead 90% of the time because it's your dog. But I'm just like, Hemi, can I have a go now? Yeah. It's like, oh, go on then, just for 50 yards here.
I was going to have a look for Unexplained Mysteries. I've got unexplained itching all over body at night, unexplained itching all over body, and unexplained diarrhea, no other symptoms, and then I get unexplained mysteries.
Oh, right. Oh, when you go unexplained mysteries, like the search result is unexplained mystery diarrhea.
No, I just put unexplained in, and the first three are itching all over body at night, itching all over body, and then unexplained diarrhea, no symptoms.
Oh, speaking of unexplained diarrhea, no symptoms.
Oh, speaking of which, the first story at the top is tourists trapped in cesspit for hours after toilet collapses in Australia.
Oh no, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Well, or that's a day ending in the letter Y if you're in India. So you know how India does like goofy things and they're also really disgusting. And no, look, YouTube, Rumble, this is fine, but YouTube. Let me just preface this, right? And you can say it's an isolated story, but there's more than one of these. There was this holy site in India. Well, the people said it was holy because there was this pipe, right, and it was leaking, and they called it holy water. So there's people drinking the holy water, there's people putting the holy water in their hair, there's people, they rub the holy water on their faces, they collect it in bottles because they say the water is holy and sacred. They investigated the source of the water, and they found what had happened is a nearby cesspit had a leak and it was breaking, and the leaking like cesspit sewage water was flowing into this pipe, which people were gathering, bathing, and consuming.
Oh shit! Didn't something like that happen in India with a similar thing, where the waste was knackered or something?
Well, there's numerous stories of people and like they're bathing in gutters or they're consuming like unsanitary food or things, and like there's a reason there's so many people that die every year from diarrhea in India. Is it as many as get killed by trains? It's actually more. There's more people that die of diarrhea, easily prevented diarrhea diseases in India than anywhere else.
She was actually she was actually quite lucky. This woman, like, if you fell in and she could have suffocated, couldn't she? Is it methane you get?
Or drowned? Yeah.
So anyway, according to reports, the unfortunate tourist had been visiting Hembury meteorite crater near Alice Springs when she went to the long drop toilet at the site, essentially a lavatory built over a large pit. Disaster struck, however, when the toilet over the pit chose this exact moment to collapse, dropping the woman into a waist-deep cesspit that she was unable to climb out of. Due to the remote location, it took 3 hours for the emergency services to finally get her out.
Well, that's better than 3 days.
Her partner even had to drive away up the highway to get a phone reception to call for help. Bollocks to that, he said, "You're not getting my fucking car," didn't he? He wanted her hosed down before she got in the car, I reckon.
I think that's kind of understandable, really. Yeah. It's just like, look, love, you know, we'll get you sorted out, but you ain't going in my car.
Yeah.
There's another reply to this temptation.
He was like, "Oh story. No, get me out! I'll just go up the road to get some signal, love."
I just got.
You stay put.
I need to get a pint of milk. I'll be back in a second.
Yeah.
So there's another reply to this temptation story. It says, "Hear me out, but I think this could either be someone LARPing, I don't know how, or a scam. In China, there was a scam called the Uber Go scam, where drivers intentionally made their profile pictures uncanny to scare those that booked rides with them into cancelling to collect the cancellation fee. Scary profile pictures thus aren't necessarily supernatural, they're just made that way to grab attention. If it's under a more spiritual, serene video like an internet checkpoint, the person behind the account might know the viewers of the vid might be more spiritual, and they're trying to play into that mindset with their intentionally vague post. A lot of those scams use wording like that where they bait users into engaging versus saying everything there. It's an engagement tactic, and yeah, you know, you explain it away, but the fact is, right, and I've said this before, we've done episodes talking about the supernatural behind electronics and the internet and all that stuff. You don't know who you're talking to, and sometimes you don't know if who you're talking to is a human being. It might be some other creature.
It's a new TV series. They're going to try and find the Lost Ark. They're going to try Temple Mount in Jerusalem, I think. What else have we got?
Be right back. I need to put a jumper on. It's too cold.
Oh God, I do struggle with those fucking South American names. The iconic pyramids at Teotihuacan. There's a mass shooting there, Fraser.
Oh.
You know those pyramids with the tops chopped off. You know those
buildings?
Yeah. Man identified as 27-year-old Julio Cesar Yasso of Mexico reportedly killed at least one person, injured 13, although the true total is likely to be higher. Some of the victims had been climbing up the pyramid at the time and ended up falling. The gunman ultimately turned the weapon on himself. Witnesses reported this site had been busy at the time, and there was chaos when the bullets started flying. People either throwing themselves on the ground or running for cover.
Yes.
There's a few mass shootings.
Sounds like
mass shootings lately, isn't there?
Yeah. You've heard the theory about people who shoot themselves and.
What's that?
Was it Project? What was it? Fucking. It's not Montauk, is it? Basically, the Manchurian candidates. Like it's.
I don't know. Have you ever read much into like Bobby Kennedy's shooting?
A bit, maybe.
Sahan just shot everything he had in his gun, and he was still clicking the gun way after it was empty. And he looks kind of. Apparently, he looked kind of zombified when they arrested him.
Yeah.
Stan the Man's in. He says, "Hey yo."
Hi ho.
What else have we got in here? A lot of NASA news. Real life kraken, whale-sized giant octopuses actually existed. How do you prove that? Like, what do you find of it? Because they're all like blob, aren't they?
Yeah. They don't really have a skeleton, so I don't know what you're going to be finding.
Yeah, exactly. What are you going to find? A big beak?
Yeah. Well, I guess. Yeah.
I'll bet any ideas on how you theorise they were giant octopuses?
How you could prove it?
Yeah.
I don't know, mate. I mean,
there was blobs, aren't they? Like you ain't going to find. Oh, apparently so. Today, some octopuses can still grow to quite large size, but even these pale in comparison to a species that paleontologists recently discovered after re-examining octopus jaw fossils. So octopuses have jaws, apparently.
Wait, so what did they do? Just say, oh, I guess this was like 10 times bigger than the last time we looked at this.
Yeah.
What? It's like.
Right, let's have a look at octopus jaw. See if there's a picture.
Yeah. I know they have like a beak. Like, is it octopus? Yeah.
All of those fucking hair clips.
I got the stream up on Rumble, right?
Yeah.
And it's got a picture of St. George there.
Yeah.
And occasionally I can see your mouth curther. I can see your mouth curther move.
Oh yeah, what is that showing on there?
I mean, I don't know why your mouth curther be showing, but it does.
Yeah, it's when I do it over that right-hand screen.
I
can't find a picture of a...
It's the right-hand screen, the Philips, on top of your computer.
Yeah.
That's a good one, that. Just let people know, right? I had this Philips monitor, and it's got a touchscreen interface on it, which I really like. Well, the buttons are capacitive touch, you see. And it's a nice monitor, and it's been with me to Belgium, and it was stayed in Belgium for a whole year, because when I went back, I forgot to pack it into my car. And I came back for it the next year and picked it up. And then it's been with me when I was working down in Berkshire. And so it's a well-travelled monitor. And eventually I said to him, well, look, I've got these other monitors now, and this is a nice monitor. And we had a mutual friend who was coming to visit him. And I said, he needs a monitor. What if I just leave this here and then you send it on to him? And then Hemming decided, actually, it's a good monitor. I'll use it myself.
Well, the other thing was he never came back, so...
Oh, well, there's that too.
Yeah. That was Young Nordic. If you are watching Young Nordic, I can't find a picture of a... Oh, but you're good at finding this stuff. Can you find a picture of a jawbone of a octopus?
No, because that doesn't exist.
Well, apparently that's what they've used for the fossils. Brain, skull, beak. I mean, the best I can do is this.
Well, actually, they had jawbones, but now they don't.
Yeah, probably.
They've got beaks.
Octopus anatomy. The best I can do is find an octopus anatomy, but it doesn't really explain what they're finding, because it all looks pretty blobby to me.
So, yeah, they found this jawbone and they're attributing it to an octopus now.
Yeah. So, well, they've attributed for a while to an octopus. So yeah. Re-examining octopus jaw fossils. Okay. For comparison, it was as large as a sperm whale, around 6 times larger than an elephant. But we don't know it in double-decker buses, do we?
It's pretty big. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. But, I just don't know unless it's Olympic swimming pools or... Oh, NASA have shut down Voyager 1 to conserve power.
Voyager.
Oh, I think I remember saying about that.
How can they still control Voyager, even though it's like way like?
Well, what? It's still receiving signal, so they sent a signal to it.
How long does it take to get a signal to it? Because it's a long way out, isn't it? It's nearly a light day, isn't it?
It takes a day to send a signal out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Voyager 1 still has 2 remaining operating science instruments, one that listens to plasma waves and one that measures magnetic fields. They're still working great, sending back data from a region of space that no other human-made craft has ever explored. So there you go. So they've disabled the low-energy charged particles experiment. If you know what that is, I bet.
Yeah. Low energy particles.
Charged particles experiment.
Low energy charged particles. All right.
Hobbit, why is there a rocket cat in a 16th century drawing?
Well, it's just what's curious or strange about that? Just
you've seen the rocket cat picture, haven't you?
It's a cat with what looks like a jetpack or a rocket on his back. It's fine.
For that, so I'm not watching a video.
Well, what about those medieval drawings of giant snails fighting knights and eating cats?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What have we got?
Maybe snails were just bigger back then.
Neanderthals and modern humans work together, new study finds.
Oh, God. Are we in the friendship era of fucking...
Yeah.
They were friends.
25 dead dogs washed ashore in Washington State, but they've sorted it.
We did that story last week.
Foxes.
Yeah, we did
last week. We did, foxes, and they're used as crab bait. Not normal thing. Oh, so somebody said this about, right, so I'm going to post a picture of his face, right? And you tell me what you see, because some people, like, Richie says Kay looks reptilian.
Yeah.
I don't see it myself, right? And there's somebody here saying, oh, my man's starting to look reptilian himself in his old age. His skin suit's starting to break down now. Hey, there's something... what's up with David Icke's jaw? Why is his lower incisors got a gap in the middle? I've not seen people with gapped lower incisors before. Have you seen? Do you see that in that photo I sent?
What photo?
It's in general. Well, so this is.
This is. Blansky's got it, hasn't he?
Has it? Oh dear. Are you saying it's a certain phenotype of jaws that have the gapped lower incisors? For people that we don't know, we're talking about.
Has he been replaced with a lizard person?
What I'm saying here, right, is long-time friend of the show, David Icke. We got a picture of him where his mouth is open, and he's got a gap in his lower incisors. So if you listen to this on the radio instead of watching the YouTube streams, Sometimes we put photographs in. We had photographs of octopuses, St. George, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just, there's David Icke, and someone says he looks like a reptilian. I don't see it myself. But that's why we got the photograph on the stream. You look at David Icke and you tell us what your, leave us a comment.
Might be a good show tonight, because someone just put in the video submissions in Richie's channel. CBC News, Margaret story, belly dancing ostomy patient.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see they did some scans of, is it Mount Ararat, where the Ark is?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's see if I can find the story. Scans of.
Hey, what did George Lucas mean by this? Where, he does Raiders of the Lost Ark, right? And they open up the Ark and it's full of demons that mount your face off and kill you.
Yeah.
But then when it's the Holy Grail, and the Holy Grail contains the living water of life, where if you drink it, you'll be fine and you'll live forever, and it's restorative and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Noah's Ark Buffet. Is this the right one? Let's have a look. When's this from? Monday, April 20th. This looks like the one. Researcher has devoted years into scanning a mysterious boat-shaped rock formation in Turkey. Believes he's closed in on proof that Noah's Ark was real, and plans to send a robot into the tunnels he's found beneath it. Andrew Jones of Noah's Ark Scans has focused his work on a site higher Mount Ararat, where a curious formation first came to the attention of scientists in 1959. At roughly 6,500 feet altitude, the rocks take on an unmistakable outline of a vessel, or a wessel, as Chekhov used to say. A wessel, Captain. When Jones measured the structure, it came in at 515 feet, a figure that aligns precisely with dimensions laid out in Genesis chapter 6, once converted from Egyptian cubits. Fresh scans and soil analysis, Hobbit's favourite measurement, the cubit. Fresh scans and soil
cubit's
analysis.
a good measurement of it. No, I'm going to say I am a fan of imperial measurements before the Yanks get all up in arms about me not using farting tights. But the cubit is a good hands. I don't understand hands so much. Horses' heights tend to be measured in hands and not feet and inches. Humans are weighed in stone, nothing else is. Engines for cars are sometimes measured in hundredweight. Like someone was telling me, they had a Spitfire in their upper floor and it fell through the floor because the floorboards were too weak. And I said, "Well, how much does a Spitfire engine weigh?" He says, "Oh, only a couple hundredweight." And I was like, "Well, what's that in metric then?" I've forgotten what the weight of a Spitfire engine is. Yeah.
So what else we got here? Using ground-penetrating radar, Jones and his team have mapped a network of subterranean passages running through the formation. Channels cut straight through the centre, others trace the inner edge and the ship-shaped outline, and all of them converge on a hollow space at the core that Jones has named the atrium. So basically they had to, the animals had to dig their way out then, did they?
I guess.
Is that what he's saying? So, yeah, that might be interesting.
I got to tell people this, right? So this morning I was out in the garden and I was putting stuff around and holding buckets and sitting in front of a fire, and I think I pulled a muscle in my index finger because it hurts. So all my muscles hurt as well. And I was trying to have a nice relaxing soak in the tub, and I get this phone call from him, or his text message. He say, "Hey, we're doing the show tonight," and I was like, "Oh." So I dragged myself out of the nice relaxing bath to do the show, and I'm starting to put it this way: I'm really going to look forward to my bed tonight. Really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So I just got to say, you guys, I love you guys. David Icke, long time fan of the show 40 Words.
Yeah.
And he's a bit of an inspiration for us because he does stuff about the nature of reality, which I find interesting, and I'm sure we all know some of the stuff he does, and I got to say, I love you guys, but I can't be fucked to carry on.
I think I'm about done as well.
I'm knackered.
Good night.
Yeah, I'm a bit knackered as well. Low energy.
But no, it's not so much low energy. It's just I'm still celebrating St. George's Day, and it's left me a bit, stuff. Yeah.
Poop.
Anyway, good night, people, and stay spooky. And spooky is a bad word. Don't let anyone tell you that's spooky.
Spooky is just it's got no racial slurs to it whatsoever. That's our word.
Good night.
And don't go pin your penis to your leg.
Yeah,
do not. Well, before
we're not doctors. We're not doctors, but we're pretty sure that safety pinning your dick to your leg is not a good idea.
Well, I will say something even more. Sort of, we did not issue medical advice here in 40 Words.
Yeah.
But if you are thinking of putting a safety pin in your penis, consult your doctor first.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's stay spooky. Good night or bye.
Spooky.